Hi there, everybody. My name is Nora, and I am going to teach you how to play Function Fighters. So we are going to just start with the base deck, and I just want to talk to you about the cards first. So the first 21 cards you have is your base deck, and you can tell that they're part of the base deck because in the lower right-hand corner, they'll have that star icon. So all 21 cards will have that icon on it. As the time goes on, your teacher may give you additional cards. So if I look through this deck here, this is one of my students, and oops, this card's backwards. She has earned this one, maybe through a test or homework or something, and she added it to her deck. All right. I do have mine in a different color. Your teacher may not have done that. So with your 21 cards, you will have 7 robot cards, and you'll know it's a robot card because it says robot. So you'll have 7 different ones of these, and you'll have 14 different attachment cards. So it says attachment at the bottom. There's a double of each one. So this one says fire breath. There will be 2 of those in your deck. So 7 unique ones, but 14 altogether. Also, before we get started, I do want to talk about how you build a robot. Or a bot fighter, I should say. So you need a robot card, and then behind it you need 2 attachment cards. It doesn't matter if they're the same. That would be okay. But I happen to have 2 different ones here, speed and fire breath. Now, there is a difference. The order matters that you put it behind. So there will be a difference between having the speed one and then the fire breath versus, if I switch the order here, having fire breath and then speed. Okay, so let's just talk about components now. So we know we each have a deck of cards. You will also have some dice in front of you that you will share with your opponents. So they have different amounts of sides, different faces. So this is called a D4 because it has a 4 faces on it, D4. D6 you're familiar with, 6 sides, a cube. The D8, the D10, and with the base deck you don't need a D12, but with some cards that you could earn, you will need the D12. So it's included with it, but you may not need it yet. Also, I give my students bingo chips here. This is how they keep score. So every time they score, this is how they keep track of it. So if they score 2 points or 1 point or however that works. So this is all in the middle of the table. I also have my rule document handy in case I have any questions as I'm playing. Okay, so to get set up here, each player has their own deck of cards. And then we shuffle them. And we're not going to mix our cards together at all. My cards will never be in their deck and vice versa. So this is my deck of cards, and I'm not sharing. All right, so we shuffle that, and then we each draw 6 cards into our hand, and I'll give you a sneak peek at mine here. 3, 4, 5. I'm so glad this happened. 6. Okay, so I have 6 cards in my hand. They all have 6 cards in their hand as well. What you want to do is build a robot, a bot fighter. So just like I showed you before, you need 1 robot with 2 attachments. Here's my dilemma right now. If you look at all 6 cards that I drew, they are all attachments. So if that happens to you, you take a card, you get to pick. I'm going to take this jump card, discard it, and pick up a new one. I still can't, all right. Poke is going to go. Discard that, draw a new one. Oh my goodness, where are all my robots? So you just keep doing this finally. I got a robot. You keep doing this until you are able to build a robot. So now I can. So I'll do that. And then I will give him, let's see, the banana peel. So he'll throw a banana peel hoping that another robot slips on it. And how about some speed? So he'll be fast and he'll throw a banana peel down. So this is still part of my hand. I'm not done with it yet. Okay, so each person has built their robot. Now, again, the order matters. This tells me which die I'm going to roll. So the 4 is here, so I have to roll the D4. All right. If I had a different one, let's say this robot was there instead, that says 6, I would roll the d6, okay? All that does is tell you what die to roll. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to roll the d4, and I got a 1. All right, whatever number you roll, that's what you plug into this first attachment. So I rolled a 1, so 2 times 1 is 2. The answer to this will now get substituted in here. So since I got a 2, that will go in here. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 2 is 2. That's pretty stinky, actually. My fighting power is 2. Big deal. So each player at your table will determine their fighting power or their attack power. Once you know that, whoever had the highest attack power, let's say it's the student over here, they get 2 points. The next highest, they get 1 point. Okay? That's how you deal out points. Everybody discards their robot, and then they draw back up to 6. All right, so I have 6 cards in my hand again. Now we do that all over again. Okay, so you would build a robot, putting things in the order you want them. You would roll the die. You would see who won. Let's just say I've rolled a 6. I'm cheating here. I rolled a 6. So, 6. I put it in here. 6 plus 5 is 11. So then I take 11 and I put it in here. 2 times 11 minus 1 is 21. That's more like it. My attack power is 21. I won that time. And this person came in second. Okay? So that's how that goes. Let me see if I've covered everything. There are 3 different types of cards. The robot card and the attachment cards we went over, but there are special cards, and they will tell you what to do. At the bottom of the card, it would say, do this, that, or the other thing, how to use them, how long they're in effect. When your draw pile runs out, so let's say, it's like this. I go to discard. I have 3 cards in my hand, but I need to draw till I have 6. Take your discard pile, shuffle it, and then keep going. All right. When does the game end? Well, that's kind of up to your teacher. So you want to see what instructions your teacher has given you. They might give a few different options. One is, once this pile's gone, whoever has the most chips is the winner. Maybe they told you to do that. Maybe it was whoever collects a certain amount of chips first is the winner. Or maybe it's, well, just play until 10 o'clock and whoever has the most chips at that time is the winner. So just see what your teacher wants you to do there. If they're leaving it up to you, those are the options that you have. All right, some questions that come up. Can I trade cards? Is this a card trading game? You may, but you cannot trade any of the stars. So the 21 original cards, that cannot be traded because you need to have that to play the game. That way, at least, it's a little bit balanced. Do I have to play with all my cards? So you start earning cards from your teacher. You're up to like 40 cards in your deck. You do not have to play with all your cards, but you do have to play with the 21 that have stars on them. Okay? You don't have to play with all the cards that you earned. Let's see here. What happens if there's a tie? So the student and I tied for the highest attack power. We will roll again to see who is the ultimate winner there. I'm trying to think if there's any other questions that came up. I don't think so. That's it. If you have any questions, you can refer to the rule documents. But good luck. I hope that you enjoy this game.